Let me show you another great use of the dynamic keyword, and that is to do COM interop. What I'll do is a quick example with Microsoft Excel. If you've done any automation of Microsoft Office applications in the past, then you're probably familiar with adding a COM interop assembly into your project, but we're just going to skip that part and use dynamic the whole way through. The first thing I'll need to do is actually get Excel instantiated and up and running, and I can do that by getting a COM object instantiated from its prog ID, which is the programmatic identifier. It's typically just a string that maps to a class ID. You'd be familiar with all of this if you've done any COM. But once I have that, then I can again use activator.createInstance to get an instance from that type. So we'll actually be creating an instance of Excel there. And here's where it gets fun. I can start using the Excel APIs, which if you've written any VB script, any macros in Excel, you'll know that API. If you've done any COM interop in the past, you'll know that API. If you haven't used it, it's all documented on MSDN. We'll set the application to be visible, and then we'll make sure that there is a workbook available in Excel, and then we will get to a worksheet. We'll just use the active sheet that is inside of Excel. And I think what we'll do is just dump a list of everything that is running on this computer into Excel. So I'm going to get an array of process objects, and I can do that by going to the process.getProcesses method. And then we can set up a loop. So for I equals 0 to the length of this process array, we can write information into the Excel worksheet. And I can do that by going to the cells collection. And again, this is all dynamic. There's no IntelliSense help here. I want to write something into the first cell, the first column. Of course, we'll be looping through the rows, but writing into the first column. And inside of that first column, we will put the process name. And in the second column, then we could put something interesting that we might want to analyze. So into the B column, we'll set that equal to, let's do something like processes sub I dot threads, and we'll just get a count of the threads. So let's do a quick build, and let's try to run the application and see what happens. And there's Excel, and it gets populated with everything that's running on the computer. So that is quick and easy COM interop with the dynamic keyword.